Hi, I'm Notyetdead, and welcome to the Valley of the Old Farm. So, yeah, well, there's the map. Just going to go through starting a new map. Really, as you can see, I haven't even looked at the map yet. I haven't got a clue. Let's just pick a shirt colour. What's so good? Actually, you know what? Vaderstadt, that'll do. Why not? We'll look German. Put the old vest on. What's a good colour? Actually, I quite like that combination. Good. Continue. Oh, annoyingly enough, of course, now we've got to wait for the thing, but that's good. That's good because it will give me the chance to explain what I'm going to do. You're not going to leave all of those in. I'm going to try not to use any, and I will take a load of them out. I have quite a few, as I run a few different series, so I have quite a few mods, as you can tell. Not to mention the fact I've also got some from when I played with Donny a couple of weeks ago. I might play them again, so I'm not getting rid of them, am I? That'd be crazy. There we go. That'll do. Right, so, yeah. It's the Valley of the Old Farm. And I got very excited when I saw this announced a few months ago. Saw the, few videos that Blacksheep Modding were putting out. And I had no idea. I've had a pretty busy day at work. I had no idea it had come out, and I saw Mr. CDP's first look, and I thought, wow, excellent. And then I was browsing the Facebook groups that I'm on, and I've seen quite a lot of, obviously there's a lot of new players out there at the moment, all trying to get to grips with the game, figure things out. And I remember what that was like way back when I started on, briefly on FS15, and then came back to it on 17. And lots of questions about what's a good way to start a farm, what I do, how to make money, and just some basics. So I thought, you know what, actually, I don't have the capacity at this point in time to start a new Let's Play. I've got Shamrock Valley, which is my sort of semi-realistic, seasons-based sort of proper Let's Play, and then I'm playing also a bit for myself, really, as much as anything else, on No Man's Land. Those two I usually stream at the weekends, and I do a bit of work on them during the week, including I'm doing some time lapses at the moment on No Man's Land, and already I'm spoiled for choice as to where I go to from Shamrock Valley. It was going to be Sandy Bay, but I've just seen the Daggerwind looking at Gateshead, which is the new MJ modding map, which just looks amazing. Let's get into this. I'll stop talking. Let's get into the map. And so I just don't have the capacity to do another Let's Play, but I did want to play this map. I may yet come back to this. Sorry about my headphones, it's just switched off, I'm not sure why. I may come back to this at some point later in time, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I do quite fancy playing it. I've never played it before. I don't even remember if I've looked at it, actually loaded it and tried it. But I have watched Mr. CDP's full Let's Play through on FS17. And he started out, just so you know, and if you want to try that, do this. And this is the point, right? There is all sorts of things. There's all sorts of ways you can start with a new farm to generate some money. You can just play it through, play your crops, sow your crops. You can do contracts. If you don't know where those are yet, you press options, go into the pause menu here, and you've got contracts, right? So you can accept the contract, which means you're going to do it with your own equipment, so make sure you've got the equipment to do it. Or you can borrow the items, which will then be at the store. You just jump to them, pick them up, and go do the job. You can only use those items for that job. So, there's a few ways these days you can make a bit of money. I'm on New Farmer, so we've started with 100 grand, which is a pretty decent starting point anyway. We've got a few bits of equipment on here. What have we got? That's not where I want it to be. I needed to go into the menu. So, garage. We've got a nice vent. Favorite. We've got a nice big John Deere. Got the Bison Super, little harvester, traditional pickup, Stroutman little trailer, header for the harvester, the Polymag cultivator, the Rao Polymag cultivator, the Amazon seeder. Wow, that's it. Okay, so not a lot of kit, but good. We're on ×5. It's on. I'm in euros. It's a European map. I usually keep to whatever So we'll go through this. Yep, euros, kilometres. I usually just keep to whatever it is for the map, but that's entirely up to you. Dagon always plays in pounds and miles. It's up to you. If I was a UK map, I'd be in pounds and miles. If it was a US map, I'd be in dollars and miles. But it's a European map. I happen to be playing to European maps at the moment, so that's what they're in. Times 5, economic difficulty. We're starting a new map. I'm going to put it on easy. I these days do most of my maps on easy because I don't have enough time to play to really generate, to keep things going. I usually put dirt down slow, otherwise your vehicles get mucky really, really quickly. Automatic engine start, I always take off. Stop and go braking, I always take off. Low fuel usage, don't usually have. Plant growth. Let's keep it on normal for a minute. We'll come back to that. Withering I'm going to put on, because I do like to play a little bit realistically. Crop destruction on, same reason. Periodic plan required, I usually have on. Line required, I usually have on. Weeds, I usually have on. I always take autosave off. That's entirely up to you. I've had a couple of instances where things have gone horribly wrong. The disadvantage of that is if something happens and you haven't saved, then you have to do it all again since your last save. So it's a question of remembering to save if you don't. Anyway, as if you're new to the game. Okay, I just thought I'd run through that. So here we are. This is our map. So if you're on PS4, press L3. It says lands at the side. I'm afraid I don't know what that would be on Xbox. And there you go. We own the green stuff. So we're down here. This is the main yard. So we've got our house, our sleep through the night point, our chickens, our sheep, our cow barn. Looks like a silo. Follow it around. There's some more stuff up here. Oh, we own the land with the sawmill on it. That's interesting. So there's a few sell points. We own all of this. Basically, we own all the land that you wouldn't otherwise buy. And I would assume that a lot of the it's unfair to say that you're not a good map maker if you don't do that. But a lot of the really experienced map makers are starting to do that these days. You own everything that you can't otherwise buy is already green when you start. So we got the biogas plant. There's another sell point up there. It looks like we've only got one field. Okay. Interesting. Wow, that's worth 600 grand. Okay. Right, so come off that. So we've got one field. It's got wheat in it. Okie dokes. And that wheat is ready to harvest. A dream come true. Right, first job then. That was easy. Certainly decides what we're going to do first. We'll have a look around the map as well. Yeah, Miss CDP mentioned that texture in that yard's just not brilliant. If you want to, this isn't necessarily a proper map tour. This is more a. If I was going to start something, this is probably how I might start it. It's one of the ways you can start a new map. And if you want to see another way to start this particular map, go watch Mr. CDP's FS17 playthrough on this map, because he starts off by doing a load of forestry. You could do that too, right? There's loads of options. Trying to figure out where this field is. We want to go this way, judging by the map. So what I also don't know is how I love the undulations on the road. I do like a bouncy road. I've no idea how we get into that field, by the way. I have a feeling the entrance might be at the top, which I suppose actually would give us an opportunity to explore the yard. Yeah, I think we've come the wrong way to get into the field. Still, we're having a little bit of a look round. We might get a chance to explore, but in fact we will get a chance to explore because we'll probably have some stuff we can sell. This is all about how do we make the money. Show me the money, right? I mean, I could go in through there, but surely somewhere there's got to be a proper entrance to the field, right? There's got to be. Got to be. Here it is. I knew there was one somewhere, so yeah, we could have come up the other way, but that's okay. Right, so if you're new to the game, put the help window on for a start. Right, here we go. So currently highlighted at the front there, we've got the header is the white highlight, and then you can use the triangle button to switch between that and the combine itself by select tool, it says there. Usually for a combine there's a fold out, there's an unfold option, which we don't have because this harvester's a bit too basic for that. So what you can do is you can lower the header, move forward to your field, L1 and square, switch it on. This isn't necessarily a how do you play farming simulator, but I'm sort of aiming this at those people who are new. Hello, hi Yixie. Hi Yixie. I'm afraid not. I'm really sorry. I didn't start this as a multiplayer. My apologies for that. Are you new to farming simulator, Yixie? There's a load of people. It's really interesting actually. There was a lot of complaint when FS19 was announced as one of the sort of PSN Plus games, and then I love it. The number of people that are joining the forums now on Facebook and the groups and stuff, and they're posting comments saying, "Oh my God, this is such a great game. If it hadn't been on PS Plus, I would never have got it." And I just think that's brilliant, because it is one of those games that a lot of people it's not going to appeal. So yeah, are you new to the game, Yixie, or have you been playing for a while? And what format are you on? Are you PC, console, Xbox? What? I'm on PS4. I may have put that in the description, so you may have twigged that already. But right, so we'll just lift the header out of the way. You don't have to do that. It's not compulsory, but it's habit. It's sort of vaguely more realistic. Put it down again to get back in the crop. And this, you don't have to do it the way I've done it. It's quite traditional to go around doing a sort of headland. But you don't have to. It's purely optional. You can just get in there. The important thing is to make sure that, especially because I've got crop destruction on, which you don't have to. As a beginner, you may not want to do that, right? I put it on. I like it. Sometimes I don't like it when I make a mistake and drive through the crops, but this is a very strange shaped field actually. What are we going to do? I think we'll go down this way. I do occasionally do multiplayer, Zixie, so feel free to message me on PSN, and we can always do something other time. Yeah, apologies, I very quickly jumped on here. It's funny actually, I was wondering what to do for my channel tonight. I put out a video up on YouTube, but I was wondering what to do, and what should I do next? What should I don't know, record some SnowRunner? Should I record some trains? What? And then I saw this map had come out, and I thought, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little live stream, because I just want to try it out. So it was rather impromptu. I'm going to do another headland along the bottom here. And again, you don't have to harvest this way, and I'm not doing this particularly neatly either, so don't necessarily take this as that's a great way to harvest a field. But yeah, so we'll get this harvested, and then we'll put the plan into operation. It's a very pretty map though, isn't it? I mean, look at this, it's just brilliant. We'll go around here again. We'll need to get this straw up as well, so I'll need something to pick that up with. Because there's no point in, well, I say there's no point in wasting it, though to be honest its value is probably less than what it would cost for me to get the equipment to oh, and actually I've just thought I may not have got the option, I may not have got the mod that I need to how I would really do this, which is poor of me. That's bad planning. That's because of my excitement to go onto the map. Sorry, taking a sip of water. It is just water. I am not drinking and farming. Right, here we go. Doesn't look like Yixie stuck around. Shame, really. I also see this as well. I think there are a lot of people, and I can understand it. Right? There's there's a lot of people, new farmers. In actual fact, what I need to do is get a mate of mine who's also just got the game. An ex-work colleague of mine from a very long time ago just messaged me the other day saying that he'd got the game, and I said, well, let me know. We should try and do multiplayer. I'll see if I can persuade him to come and do it on live. That'd be quite fun. Maybe we'll do some work on his farm one day. But yeah, I'm seeing that quite a lot at the moment as well, right? There's a lot of new people to the game. A lot of them seem to be going, I want to get in multiplayer. I've heard there are issues with the multiplayer servers. I haven't tried multiplayer for a while. I think they're just inundated with so many people at home so much. And you know, if you've got a lot of time on your hands and you're enjoying it, Farming Simulator is a great way to pass a lot of time, because oh my goodness, it can eat up the hours quite scarily, but very satisfying at the same time. But yeah, so yeah, I'm seeing quite a lot of requests for, you know, multiplayer and stuff, and whether that's just because people are new or because they've just got a lot more time on their hands, I don't know. Well, this is nearly full, so the next thing to do will be to go get a trailer, because it's a very small combine, this, so even this rather small field has already nearly filled it. So we're going to hire a worker. So on here you can sit up there, press circle, right, done. Yes, you've got a nearly full grain tank, I know. Then you've got a couple of options. You could either, making sure that you have all of your vehicles marked, which you can do, you can just tab these on and off, right? If it goes white you can't see it, if it's not white you can, right? So we take some of these off and clean this up. So if it's green, it's a vehicle. So let's pick a vehicle. We'll pick the favorite, and we can enter vehicle, right? Or the other way you could do it is you can tab, like that, between your vehicles. Ooh, this one happens to have the trailer on it, so that'll do. X to connect. Thank you very much, we'll have that. Let's go the other way. Which way can we go to get? Can we get that way? Can we get that way? Yeah. Oh, so there's our silo. That's where we're going to put our grain in a minute. There's the cow shed, I think. Yep, that's definitely the cow shed. I think that's the sheep shed with the sheep pasture behind it. We'll talk about that again in a minute. Some sort of bale storage sheds, another shed. Oh, and Helper B's got a full grain tank, and with a bit of luck, oh, clever boy, he's even turned around in the right direction. Because you see, what I wouldn't want to do is drive through the crop to get to him, because I'll show you, that would, oh, I thought I got crop destruction on. That should have destroyed the crop, and it certainly would if I drove through that, so let's not do that, because we're all about making the money. Now, this particular trailer has an advantage, because you can you can adjust it. We'll see that in a minute, actually, and I think as it's set at the moment it's only got something like a 4,000 litre capacity, which actually is pretty much only a tiny little bit bigger than the capacity of the combine. So the next thing we'll do is we'll take it and empty it, and then the next thing we'll do is we'll see what we've got in the silo. We'll leave our worker, and I know we shouldn't because it's going to burn money, but I want to keep the pace up on this a little bit because I'm only going to do an hour and a half or so. Right, there we go. We could drive alongside him and he would nicely deposit some more grain for us. There you go, 3,540 litres, so nearly full. Nearly full. So we'll go back to our silo, which was back here somewhere. Yes, I would be very tempted to play this. I do love this map. The level of detail and the design of it is just brilliant. It's just unusual, and it looks fantastic. And it's Blacksheep modding, and it's been a little while since I've done a Blacksheep modding map, and I do like their maps. Right, so we go, we'll unload into our silo, which you can always tell by the sort of grill thing, and of course this one you fill up from the pipe above as well, right? So we're going to empty that into there straight away. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out what else we've got in our silo. So, we've got a little bit of everything. Good. So, we want to make money, right? So we should sell some crops. So we've got 17,000 litres of wheat, 11,000 litres of barley. If you don't know these icons yet, I'm just going left to right. 9,500 litres of canola, or oilseed rape as we'd call it in the UK. 15,735, 9,500 litres of oats. I beg your pardon, I'm forgetting we're in 19, not 17. That's oats. The one next to that, we've got 15,500 litres of canola. That's pretty good, because actually the price at AgroLife for canola is pretty decent at the moment, so we should sell that. Sunflowers, 10,457. Soybeans, 9,940. Prices going up at Krabaka Müller. 14,524 litres of corn. Price at AgroLife, again, it's not bad. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. With no potatoes, no sugar beets, no cotton, no sugar cane, no eggs, no wool, no milk, no chaff. Ooh, interesting. Now what you'll also notice is there's no, all of these you'll see the number underneath. So you see a number and it says total capacity underneath that. So that's total capacity of all of your available silos, right? Which looks to me like, and my eyesight's going in my old age, 900,000 litres, right? I can't tell how many zeros. You'll notice that all of these don't have a, so that means there's not a silo available for storing those items, right? Basically, which, you know, potatoes and sugar beets sometimes you get. Cotton you wouldn't get because that's always in bales. Sugarcane you might get. Eggs you wouldn't get because they come in boxes. Wool you wouldn't get because they come in pallets. Milk you generally wouldn't get, though you can get liquid silos, but there is clearly not one on the map at the moment. You can get them modded. Next one, that's wood chip. Then we've got silage, right? We'll talk about silage in a minute. Then you've got, so this looks like this will take straw, well, grass first, hay, then straw, right? Grass is the upright one, hay is the squiggly wriggly one because it's all, you know, cut and lined flat, and straw is the sharp points that you get when you cut a field. So that's how I remember those icons. That's what those are. And then you've also got manure, silage, manure, slurry, and the straw and hay pallets, and that's because I've got the straw harvest DLC add-on mod. Good. So we've got lots of crops in storage. So first thing you'll notice, I've got a 4,000 litre trailer. I can't sell any of those crops because my trailer's not big enough. Mercifully, because of the trailer that we have, we have a garage. Some maps have these at the a workshop, I suppose, not a garage. We have a workshop. Some maps have these. Let's get this tractor and this seeder out of here. Some maps have these at the farm or in other places around the map. Some don't. So generally, it's cheaper to do it at your own workshop in the farm than it might be as, say, taking it down to the store, where there'll also be one of those icons. But this is where you can modify, sell and repair vehicles. Okay, so there we go. That's terribly driven, but you know, it's fine. We got it in there. That should be right. So it's in this little trigger, right? This is how you know where this goes. These little hatch marks around an area means that's where your trigger is for your workshop. So we come up to it. In PlayStation it's L3, you click on it. We don't want to sell it, we don't want to repair it, we want to customize square. Capacity 4, this is going to cost us money, okay, I'm aware of this. Capacity 4,000, capacity 8,000, capacity 12,000, bale loading wagon and back. We're going to go max it up 12,000. I'm not going to bother with anything else. I don't want to spend more money than is necessary. We'll customize it. Ouch. So far not going so well, but wow, look at that, cool. Right. So, first rule, new map, check what you've got in your silos. Most map makers will give you some crop. Not all, and you may not have all the crops. This one's particularly generous, I have to say. Now the slight snag we're going to have now is that this is too big probably for the combine, but never mind, we can change it back. So what did we say had a really good price? And let's go and have a look around the map. I think that price for the canola, the oilseed rape, is extraordinarily good. Sadly we're not going to quite get it all in this one trailer, but that's a pretty decent looking price to me. The one for soybeans is still going up. We'll see what happens about that sunflower price, and we'll keep a very close eye on that oats price at 1,800 because that's a really good price. So AgroLife it is, and we want canola. We're not going to get all of it in, but we'll get a lot of it in. There we go. So that was L3 to activate that. You can see up on the top. Anyway, it's in the menu. I'm going to leave that up there so you can see. Again, that wasn't necessarily the purpose of my video, but as I'm here, I may as well explain what I'm doing just in case it helps. How's our worker doing? Actually, seems to be doing all right. I don't think he's going to finish though before he's complaining he'll be full again. But okay, right. So the next thing we need to do then is look at our map. AgroLife, right? That's where we're going. Yeah, okay. I haven't been on this map before either, so this is as new to me as it is to you. We are going to Agrolife. Where is Agrolife? Well, you can see there's a whole load of sell points, all these yellow things. Mother Earth, Krabaka Commerce de Bestieux, Dairy Shop, Biogas Plant, Agrolife. Oh look, there it is, Agrolife. So that's where we are. That's where we go. Select, right? I can select. Tells me it's Agrolife. Big deal. What we can do is tag place, and it flashes. Cool. What use is that to me? You say, well, if you look in the map on the bottom left hand corner, you can see it's flashing. It gives us a rough direction of where we need to go. You will also notice there is a magic green light pointing far up into the sky, guiding you, guiding the heavens, the celestial beings to the place of your destination, right? You can leave that on if you want. You can please yourself. I'm going to leave it on for now. What the heck? I wouldn't normally, to be fair. So there's something else you can do too, right? So if we come into this menu now, you can see it's got a little yellow icon next to Agrolife. And sure enough, if I scroll through that list, it says tag place, untag place, tag place, untag place. I'm going to untag it and then tag it again, right? So that's just done the same thing that I did in the map. That's all that does. He's got a nearly full grain tank. We're not going to make it back in time, but no worries. I've got my beacon on just because we've got a heavy load, and we'll head in the rough approximate direction of where we need to be going. We get out this way? Yeah, looks like it. Again, lots of storage space, really good looking map. I'm going to stay out of cab. I could go in cab just by pressing R3 like that, but I'm going to stay out of cab just because then we get to see the map. Now then, am I on the right side of the road? No. Hang on, yes I am. Oh my goodness me, my brain. Yes I am, okay fine. Now then, I'm still going to look at the map to be honest. Yeah, we want to go right, okay. It's quite a long drive actually, apologies. What we may do at some point, we'll tab back to the combine, empty him direct, and it should be able to manoeuvre him so that we, whoa, good hill. Whee! Right. It's Titch. Hey, Titch, how's it going? You know, I was just umming and ahhing about putting a message out on the Discord just to say, hey guys, I'm online. I am completely impromptuly trying out the Valley of the Old Farm, and also actually doing a little how-to. I was just saying, I've seen a lot of people on the forum saying, how do I start my map? How do I make some money? How do I get going? Kind of thing. So I thought, well, I fancied having a go at this map, so let's do that. Yeah, I am alright actually. I'm enjoying this. I was umming and ahhing what to do this evening, and then this map came out, and then I saw some questions being asked on the old Facebook, and I thought, well, this is what I'm going to do then. Just a bit of fun. I hadn't played this map before on 17, so I thought we'd have a little explore. I should what? Put up a link. I know, I should have done. I should have done. I did. There's a link to it on Twitter, but yeah, I should have mentioned it on the Discord. You're right. Well, pop on for me, would you? Send a message to the guys. Ooh, helper bees completed their task before they filled up. Well, that's pretty awesome. Don't get too excited though. That's not. There's no guarantee that he's actually finished. That's the first thing you'll learn about workers. Is they aren't renowned for being particularly effective. Busy road. It's a lovely town though. Look at the level of detail. It's quite a heavy load. This I probably could have bought the John Deere. Okay, so this is Krabaka. I'm gonna just randomly follow the green light, and actually I'm not going to randomly follow the green light in the sky. We're going to go this way. The other thing I love about Farming Simulator is it's the only game in the whole, it's the only place in the whole wide world where tractors drive faster than cars. Slightly weird, these little dips in the road that just have a different surface. That's a bit odd, but I do like the muck going out of the fields. That's pretty cool. Oh, we've come the wrong way, look. Oh no, we've made a wrong turn. This is what happens if you don't look at the map. You see? You see? Right, we'll turn around, we'll go back. That's why you should always stop and ask for directions, or just say, I don't need a map. You do need a map. You need to look at the map. Oh, cool. Thanks, Titch. I appreciate that. Yeah, this slight change in texture is a bit odd. Feels a little unfinished. Ah, should have gone this way. Look, that's the way we needed to go. Looks like we're going to drive through something. Oh, look, a dairy shop. Oh, cool. There's another one of our sell points then. That's a bit groovy. I like that. Oh, the indicator's on. Check for traffic. I'm not going to wait for a car, am I? Not only are we waiting all day, but then I'll be stuck behind him. So it looks like we might be on the right road now. Look, no speed limit sign. Let's hit it. Oof, struggling up the hill. Come on, little tractor. Definitely should have brought the John Deere. Come on, little tractor. You can do it. Okay, fine. So the car's caught us up. Show off. We'll outpace you in a second, my boy. Let's go in cab. Just because. Oh, we're here. Right, how do we get in? Oh, that was it. Excellent. Oh no, we can go in this way too. Cool. We'll go in the entrance. We'll go in the exit. That makes perfect sense. There's no one around. It's fine. Right, so over the sell point. Oh, I like this. That's pretty cool. Never seen one like that before. Unload and make some lovely money. So yeah, we're getting a pretty decent price. Now as we drive through this little green thing, that should then disappear. Of course, once you eventually get used to what all your sell points are, it's quite a big map actually. That was quite a complicated journey to get here. So I'm glad I used the magical endless green thing in the sky. 25 grand. Thank you very much. There you go. It's gone. Now unfortunately, of course, what we don't have is a magic thing in the sky to find our way back to the farm. But we came this way. So, oh. No we didn't. No we didn't. Oh look, there's the biogas plant. Looks like that's the exit out the biogas plant. Interesting. Let's come this way then. Again, they're a little bit rough, those bumps. Did we come up here? Yeah, we must have done. No we didn't. Oh look, this is the way down to the biogas plant. Well, that's a useful thing to know. We're here, let's go and have a look at the biogas plant. Why not? That was what I meant to do. Wow, look at them bunker silos. They's huge. And there's 4 of them. Good grief. So where's the... Oh, that's a shame. Is that the digester? Crikey. Okay. That's unfortunate. Okay. Wow, this is massive. Coolio. You know, way on the way out. Does that work? It does. Nice. Go on. You get to 0 now. Right? Because I'm not on it anymore. Oh, come on. Alright, be like that. Okay. Is there anything on the farm you select and tag? You know what, I've never tried that. I was just wondering that actually. There probably is. Let's see. I mean, we should be able to just pick on the old farmhouse, really. You can. Oh, no you can't. No you can't. Interesting. Oh, you can. The silo. You can tag the silo. So there we go. We'll get the old green thing up again. Good shout, Titch. Thanks for that. May as well. I wouldn't normally anyway, but to be honest, just showing people what you can do. Just in case there's any newbies out there. But yeah, I was saying earlier, I find it very pleasing, the amount of people that are going on Facebook and saying, oh, this is great. I can't, no, don't go that way, that's the way we just went. That are saying, yeah, this is great, how cool, you know, I'm so glad it was on PSN, I'm so glad it was free, I wouldn't have bought it, but, you know, it's a great game. Wow, look how far away that was. Jeez. Yeah, it's a big old map. Ooh, breaking the speed limit. Now is there another way to go? I think we can go through the town a slightly different way. Right? Yeah. So let's go this way. No, no, this is the way we should have come to start with. Oh look, there's a petrol station to fill up. See the petrol gauge on the right hand side of the dial. Should be a right turn. Here we go, that's where we want to go, down here. Right. Okay, keep going. There's a sell point there on the left. Whoopsie, sorry. Checking the map, so I'm too busy looking around. That's very cool, look at that. It's so pretty. Nice. Put the old cruise on. Right. So yeah, should just follow this round. Take us to all this forestry area, which is, I say, when Miss CDP started on here in 17, he started with a static wood chipper right there and just started clearing it all away. He did forestry like you would not believe, and that's one way to do it. Sorry, what's that, Titch? I'll probably download it on PS4 once my... Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're struggling for space too. Seems to be a common problem. So did you play this on 17 then? Or you played it on Xbox? I think there are some differences to how it was on 17. I didn't really... I did once briefly go on it and just have a look, but I never really played it as such. And as I said at the start, when I saw it was coming out, I thought, oh, I'd really like to have a go at that, but there are so many maps coming out I want to try. What I did think today I might want to do at some point, and I haven't done it yet, is do a start from scratch. Right, just start, you know, complete rock bottom, and this might be the map to do that. Actually, I might do that on here. I've missed the turn to the farm. Too busy chatting. This is pretty cool. Look at this down here. I like this. And it goes on. How much more is there? Wow, look at all those fields down that way. That's amazing. Seriously, this map is huge. Cool. Come on, little car, out the way. Right. So we're on the way back to the farm. So what we'll try is to see if we can, because I mean I could reconfigure the trailer, but let's see if we can maneuver the combine to there we go, there's our magic green thing again. Yeah, let's see if we can maneuver the combine, and we'll just tab across. Actually, not bad job, Mr. Worker. Not bad at all. Probably wasn't really worth it, but still. Yeah, so let's see if we can maneuver the combine to empty it over the silo. Is that yes? Ah, okay. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, so I started on 15, I got it on 15, and I played it for quite a while on, oh, I can't remember the name of the starting map, one of the starting maps was, I can't remember if it's Swedish or something, somewhere, anyway. I played it for quite a while, but it was slow broke, hard going. Didn't really know what I was doing, and this is before I discovered the wonder of watching YouTubers. Can we just about squeeze in here to get past and open the pipe? Luckily there's no collision on the silo pipe. Oh, look at that, nicely done. Right, so that's more wheat in the silo. So Titch, I was just saying, I've just uploaded a another No Man's Land time lapse. Put the garden centre in this week. I'll link it in the Discord a bit later on. That was fun. I'm really enjoying that map. There we go, done. Luckily there's no collision on that downpipe, so we're all right. There will be a collision on that tractor though, so let's try not to hit it. Right. So having harvested our one field, it rather feels like, sadly, at this point in time we have no further purpose for our harvester. And I'm doing this, I probably won't even save this game, to be honest. I'm doing this literally, this is how, when I started on Goldcrest Valley way back on 17, this is what I did. So I'm just doing it again, just to show you one way you can start a map. I'm going to repair it. 22 euros. Now let's see. 74,529. For 22 euros I'll repair it. It's worth 74,557. It was just about worth it. I'm going to sell it. Now, if I go into, before I do that, let's come out a second. If I go into here, go into garage, yeah, so you'll see, if I sold that from here, I'd get 62,131. But by selling it at the workshop, you get the equivalent, and sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, of what you'd get if you sold it at the store. Normally you get way more money selling stuff at the store. Why have I just spent 4,000 on new vehicles? I didn't just spend 4,000 on new vehicles, did I? What have I just done? That's a bit weird. Anyway, yeah, so you get, I forget how much it is, but it's quite a bit more. It's 20% or something by selling it. Oh, it won't let me sell it. Now that's interesting. All it's doing is telling me how much it's worth. You can see selling is greyed out. So if I wanted to do it properly, I would now drive this to the store, which I don't even know where that is on here. Where is the store? Good question. Someone find me the store. Sawmill, Mother Earth, dairy shop, blah blah blah. Let's take off the them's a minute. Shop. There it is. Yeah, that's quite a trek. Normally that's what you'd do, because you'd get way more money, but you don't want to sit and watch me drive all this stuff back and forwards. So I'm afraid, having told you how to do it properly, I'm just going to sell it, because, you know, it's just quicker. And it's still quite a bit of money. We need that. We need that for a minute. We'll need that. We don't need the pickup. Do you want the pickup? No, we don't need the pickup. Have we any seed? Is there any? Were they nice enough to leave seed in? Oh, that's harsh. That's so harsh. Okay, so we've no seed. Is there any seed pallets anywhere? Sometimes. Just. Oh, what's that for? Hatch marks. That's interesting. Sometimes, just sometimes, map makers will leave you just a pallet, 2 pallets maybe of seed to get you going, get you started, but it doesn't look like they've been that kind in this instance. Which does unfortunately mean you're going to have to watch me drive all the way up to the store. So let's go find out where the store is. Let's just have a quick look round just to make sure we've not missed anything. Yeah, I thought it was 20% too. So yeah, that's the advice, but do as I say, not as I do, because you don't want to sit and watch me drive all this stuff back to the store. And if I did, we'd never get anything done. Ooh, they won't be real bales. Oh, this is quite cool. Huh, nothing in there though. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. That'd be a no then, really. I think we can fairly certainly say that's a no. There is no seed anywhere to Storeroom. That'd be funny. Is this storeroom? Can we go in the house? I haven't even looked. Ooh, cool. Anyway, let's not. Can we move the broom? Because that's kind of in the way. Cool. Nice. Right. No seed. Okay. So what we're going to do then, and again, technically what we should now also do, of course, is go and sell all of this stuff. Right, so we'll wait for a decent price. We should keep an eye on that oak price, because actually there's 2 of them now at 1800 and something, and climbing. That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. You'll also notice that the price at AgroLife has dropped because we just sold a load. So probably won't sell any more till maybe... Oh, hang on, what am I talking about? What did we sell? Canola. No, sorry, it hasn't. No, it's fine. But yeah, the price for soybean at Krabaka Müller is also increasing, so that's worth keeping an eye on. Price of wheat at Cooperative Agricole is pretty good. Price of barley at Krabaka Müller is shocking. Wow, that's quite a big difference. Anyway, so we're not going to worry too much about selling more, because that would just be silly. So what we're going to do, and we've actually, just by selling our harvester, we've got a lot of money, and that might seem like a silly thing to do, but it isn't, trust me. Right, so let's get Mr. Tractor. Cultivating our field. I'm not going to bother picking up the straw. You could lease a loading wagon, go get it, and pick up the straw. It wouldn't make you a mass of money, so for what I'm planning on doing at this point in time, I wouldn't be overly worried about it. But yeah, so cultivate is pretty simple. Now, what I do need to do is check the soil composition of the field. If I can find the field. Where's the field? Oh, I might have known it needs ploughing. Okay. Technically, I should now plough the field. Again, I'm not going to do it because it means another trip to the store. Oh, you know what we haven't done yet? Ooh. Right. Something else to check. Sorry. So if I come... Where was my... Somewhere. We'll find it. Where's my pickup? I'm just tabbing left, using the right D-pad button, by the way, to do this. Where is my... I didn't sell it already, did I? Weird. That really... Maybe I did sell it. Did I sell it? Oh, was I stupid and sold it already? I did. Okay. Now I'm going to try this. Okay, so let's pick in here that, and you see the option at the bottom. Select. Fine. That was not a good idea because now I've not selected it. Select. Enter vehicle, so I can just jump straight to it, or reset. I'm going to reset it, and we're going to find out where the reset point is. Do you really want to reset this vehicle at all? I do. It was reset to the shop, and I have a horrible feeling they really mean it was reset to the shop. Remind me, where was the shop? Oh, there's the shop. I don't see it, actually. I'm not sure it was reset to the shop. That's interesting. So the easiest way now to find out where it is to tab to it. We're in luck. Right. So, here's another thing. Some maps, where it says reset to the shop, will reset your vehicles to the shop. So if you get your vehicle stuck, or if you, I don't know, well, you know, for whatever reason you want to reset a vehicle, you can't bother to drive it from wherever it is to wherever you need to get it to, you can reset it. Some maps, usually default, that's the shop, it's the store where you buy your equipment. Other maps, it could be a point around the farm. In this instance, it's a point around the farm, which means we will plough our field. We will do this properly. We will get that one. Why not? are we going to lease it for €714 just because I'm literally going to plough one field and that'll be done. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go into here and we're going to find it, which will be pretty easy to do because it will be at the store. There it is. And we'll reset it. Bit cheaty, I know, but I'm just for the purpose of explanation. Ha! Magic. I love it when the store delivers stuff right to your door. It's so handy. So now what we're going to do is pick it up with the old John Deere, which I previously reset here. Just because it saves me driving back and forth. We will go to the store in a minute. Fold that in so it doesn't take quite as much space. Could probably do with a weight on the front of here. But we haven't got one. And once it's in the ground it'll be absolutely fine. And we're going to plough the field. We're going to do it properly. I should. I'm supposed to be doing this as a demonstration of how to do things, and shortcuts is not how you do things in Farming Simulator. Well, it can be. It's entirely up to you. You could switch off ploughing if you wanted to, and then you wouldn't need to do this necessarily, but otherwise it will affect your yield, and ultimately that's what you're after, is yield, right? That's what makes you money. So we'll do it properly. We'll get it ploughed. I'll do a little bit, then we'll get a worker on it and we'll leave him to it. And while we're doing that, we'll look at a couple of other things as well, because we'll get this guy ploughing. I mean, what we could do if we wanted to is also make the field a bit bigger, but we'll worry about that another time. There's not a lot you can do with this field really. Can you rotate it? Yep, so you rotate it, turn it round. And away. I'm going to put a worker on that. And then what we should be able to see, come back down to our field, is it'll probably need lime. Where are we? Here we are. Oh yes, it does. Look at that. Of course it does. Naturally. Is that red is gradually going, and it's revealing the lime underneath the colour that says needs lime. So we'll need to lime the field as well to get us again our maximum yield. That's what we're after. So we'll leave that to do. I dare say there'll be bits to tidy up when Mr. Worker's finished, but we'll leave it for now and we'll see how we get on. And what I'm going to do is we'll tab across the fence, and actually what I'm going to do is while we're doing this, we're waiting for Mr. Worker to start ploughing that field. I'm going to leave the cultivator there a minute. Oh, sorry, it's one of those magic ones. You can fold it up, but not if you want to put it on the ground. And we will. Now I'm just thinking about this. Oh, we got a lime silo. I haven't seen one, so I don't think so. So some maps will give you a lime silo, some don't. Which is just adding now to the complexity of doing what I was trying to do. Anyway, it's fine. So our next job well, actually, you know what we could do? Where else do we have good prices? Müller. It would seem a bit pointless to go all the way to the store and not take something with us. I think AgroLife. Sure, we've just been there. It's a bit boring. Let's go somewhere else. Yeah, let's go to Müller then, or L'Arc du Pain. L'Arc du Pain. Yeah, let's take those soybeans. Right, so we're going to fill up with soybeans. We'll take the soybeans with us, beg your pardon. 9,940 litres of soybeans will come out the wrong way. And we'll go sell this, and then what we'll do while we is we will get ourselves some seed and some lime, and we'll get ourselves a lime and fertilizer spreader, and we will very carefully bring it all back. I mean, what we could also done, of course, was taken the seeder up with us, filled up the seeder, and you know, taken it up to the store, filled it up at the store, and brought it back down again. You could do that, but actually, because we need the lime as well and the lime spreader, we'll do that. Bring it back with us. So we'll also want to do in a minute is start thinking about where we can invest some of this money and get some more fields, because we've only got one field and it's quite small. The other thing I was umming and ahhing about was whether or not we could do anything with the animal pastures, but there's not a lot of grass in them, so I'm not sure we can. Some animal pastures will be proper grass fields, right? Real grass you can harvest and everything else. These ones doesn't look like it, so I don't think that's much of an option for us, to be honest. But I haven't really said what I'm going to do yet. What we're going to do is we're going to do silage bales, right? It's one of the ways you can create money, you can generate money. It's not the only way. You could just do it, as I said at the start. You could just, you know, keep harvesting, keep grinding, you know, turning your fields over and doing that. You could. Where are we going? So look, where are we going? Soybeans. Krabaka. Oh, we know where that is. Fingers crossed. Let's try. Yeah, so you could, or you could do forestry, as I've already mentioned. You could just do loads of contracting. See Miss CDP do that on quite a number of his Let's Plays. There's all sorts of things. There's Mother Earth, that's the potato and sugar beet sell point. I remember that. I think, right, Krabakamula was this way. It's there. Should have put the beacon on, really, shouldn't I? But we're going to do what I did. This is what I did on FS17 when I started, and I watched Arthur Chapman. I found a video from Arthur Chapman, and he said one way you can start is by doing silage bales. I'm assuming this is the sell point. It certainly is a sell point. Whether it's the right sell point is anyone's guess, but we'll give it a go. We'll risk it. I'll just take a sip of water. Nice for the 23 grand. Awesome. Oh look, and there's the store. Perfect. The shop. It's marked as a shop. Could be otherwise referred to as the store. I left the indicator on. We should put that back on just because. Other key thing to note, actually, though I'd assume most people might figure this out, but just in case, if you go into menu, you press your options button on PS4, and you can scroll left and right through all these menus, right? So we looked at some of these already, right? So there's the map, there's your prices and what's in your silos along the top. These are the vehicles you've got. There's your finances. Wow, I've already made 104 grand from selling vehicles. That's all right, isn't it? And 49 grand from selling harvest. Pretty decent. Animals, we haven't got any of them yet. Contracts, we looked at that briefly. Load of more contracts. This sometimes happens when you start a new map. When you first open it up, there may not be that many, but gradually they'll come in as it picks up what needs doing on the various fields. Your statistics, yep, fine, you can look at those. Game settings, general settings, and help, right? So if you're not sure about something, there's loads of information in here. Tons of it. It's very useful. Take a good look. I'm not going to sit and go through it, there's no point. And now I'm guessing the store is here. But what I was going to say, one of the things to be aware of is down the old speedo on the right hand side, not only can you see how long you've used your vehicle for, oh sorry sir, I'll run you over, and your speed, and you know, also your cruise control speed, what that's set to. You see I can adjust that up and down in the middle there. Right hand side, quite obviously you've got your fuel. Oh, I recognise this, of course I recognise this. Right hand side you've got your fuel, left hand side you've got your vehicle condition, the one with the spanner next to it. So if that gets too low, your vehicle's not going to work properly. It'll probably use more fuel for a start, especially if it's a vehicle, or if it's a seeder it just might not quite seed properly, or it might not quite plough properly if it's a plough or whatever. Right, I've done this, massively messed this up, look, massively messed this up. Too busy talking, can't multitask. Yeah, so and then we saw the repair thing earlier, and I did it in the garage, and I should explain what that meant, but that's what that was. So when that gets really low, think about repairing it. It will cost you. There are some mods you can get where it won't, but certainly if you do it either here or at your own farm, it will cost you. Okay, right, customize. This should be free, this adjustment, because I already own now pretty much all the variations of this trailer. Interestingly enough, to go to 8,000 capacity, it's going to cost me, despite the fact it's removing a section. That's a bit weird, but we're not doing that, so it doesn't matter. We're just going to change it to a loading wagon, bale wagon, flat trailer, like that. Nice. That's why I bought the trailer with me, see. It's very versatile, this trailer. There's quite a few of these now. There's some different versions of the Strautmann. There's some other brands that have been brought out as some mods, but this is the base one. So, store. You saw me do this. You can also do this. Open the shop menu. Right. We need... Actually, we need quite a few things. But right now... one thing I haven't done. Oh no, right. Those black things there means this will take a front loader. Right, so we need some front loader forks, which I don't appear to own. It did just occur to me I should have checked. I'm lucky, because otherwise I'd have had to have modified that too. Front loader forks, we'll just put the base ones on. I'm just going to lease them. I'm starting out, needing to make money. Going to make them, keep them black, I don't really care. Oh, I don't really want to use the pallet forks. They can be a bit fiddly, I've got to say. I've got a load of mods, and I am going to be very lazy. This is the CSED pack, right? There's tons of stuff in here. But one of the easiest things for moving bags, pallets, you name it, is this. And I'm afraid I'm going to be lazy and use it. I wasn't going to use too many mods, but look for the CSZ pack in the mod hub. Right, while we're here, we also then want... Ooh, I did say fertilizing technology. I need one that takes lime and... Oh, you see, and so the 3-point link mounted in-game Kuhn will only take fertilizer. To get one that does lime and fertilizer, you need one of the Bradals in-game. Right, these are the only in-game ones, these three. I don't want any of those because I don't want a Bradal, they're just too big and I can't tow it back at the same time I take my trailer back. This one's awesome, but I again can't tow it. There are loads and loads and loads of these. In actual fact, a little while ago I did a video comparing some of the lime spreaders to see which ones are the most efficient, because you'll find you use a lot of lime and it's quite expensive. And I seem to... Oh, I haven't got the one that was really the best one. This then is the best bet for me for now, is this modded Kuhn Axis 402 Plus. It will take lime and fertilizer, and I want one that does both. And actually I'm going to buy it because I'll need to fertilize all my fields, and I'll get the biggest capacity I can get, just because why wouldn't I? And I'm not so fussed about mud guards. Trailer hitch. Actually, yeah, I like that, because then you can drive around with a trailer attached to it with all your fertilizer or lime on it. That's a genius idea. In fact, that will help us massively. Then we've got working with 15 meters, 18 meters, 21 meters. It's not costing me any more. 24 is a bit extreme for the size of fields I'm going to be doing. Let's go with 18. I can always modify it later, right? Don't matter. Cover, yes, please. Transport wheels, no, I'm not fussed. Lease it or buy it? You know what, I'm not. I'm going to lease it. Because actually, think about it. 21 grand to buy it. I can lease it for 1,000, and it'll only cost me 447 a day and 447 an hour and 213 a day. You're not going to use it for that many hours a day. At most, that's probably going to cost you 1,000 a day. So you'd have to use it for 21 days before it becomes worth buying it. The only thing about leasing is you can't modify it once you've got it. Bear that in mind. But I'm not sure I feel prepared at this point in time to spend 21 grand on this. So I'm just going to lease it. I'll take the risk. You only pay for it as you use it. There's a slight upfront additional charge, right? Slight upfront additional charge, but not massively. Right. And actually, I'm very glad I got that one, because yeah, that trailer hitch is definitely the thing to do. Right. Okay. So, the other thing we can do then, and I could have done it there, or I could do it here. So we need big bags. I'm going to use the in-game ones. There are loads of them, right? There's these bags from the big bag pack, or whatever it's called, the big bag lifter pack. There's these modded ones. I don't know what these ones are and why they're modded and what's different. I think these are the ones that automatically connect without. I actually can't remember, to be honest. I'm quite surprised I've even got them. Anyway, we'll use the in-game ones. Relatively expensive, but it's fine. We're going to need a load of those. 2,000 litres a piece. Four. Seems alright. I don't need solid fertilizer. Well, actually, I could take some solid fertilizer, couldn't I? Yeah, alright. A couple of these. Oh, okay. This will be entertaining. It may not be any good, but it'll be entertaining. Of the CSZ pack, yeah, you're right, Titch. The CSZ pack is brilliant. I'd say I don't use that many of them, but I have used a number of them, and they are fantastic. You are correct, sir. Right, leave that there. Right, so we've got our front loader forks. So we just drive nicely in between them, wait for the hookup option and hook them up. Easy. Then to attach something to the front loader forks, you could use pallet forks if you want. I find them worse on 19 than I did on 17. They just get stuck. They just have a habit of jumping off, getting stuck, doing all sorts of funny things. Right, so I've got more lime because you tend to use a lot of lime. So you just drive up to it, hover over the top, R1 and R3, done. I'm wondering if I might need a front weight. And you'll notice as soon as you drive over something, it will start emptying. May as well use some of these and fill this thing up. What I do notice straight away is that by using the bag handler rather than using pallet forks, it doesn't tell you how much there is left in the thing. But that's okay. That looked pretty full actually. Let's try another one and see what happens. The beautiful thing about this is it won't care how straight I am, how accurate I am, nothing. It just does not care. It will pick it up. It will hold it nicely in place. Yeah, it could definitely do with a weight really, but let's not worry about it. Ah, gotcha. Thanks, Stitch. That explains why I've got them. I was thinking I hadn't downloaded them. So they were an update with the last CSZ pack, were they? That's a good tip, thank you. But listen to the man. do in the chat as well. Don't just listen to me. I don't know everything. In fact, I know remarkably little, but I do know how to play the game. There we go. So, having done that, what is left? It's a bit wobbly. Yeah, could do with a weight. I do like these tunnels at this store. It's quite cool. Once we've got this right, we'll be okay. Because then we'll just bring the others over. Right, you can just drop that down on the deck. Come on. Thank you. Unstrap it. Done. Whoa, not get caught on the trailer. Could be tempted to get another one actually, just to fill up the trailer properly. Because, you know, while you're here, but on the other hand, you'll get bored of watching me do this anyway. So let's not do that. Pick that up. Actually, what we could do, just to give us a bit of counterweight, and also I want to see how it handles, because I might need to get a front weight anyway before we depart. That's going to stabilise you nicely. Thank you, yacht. See, I had in mind that I'd put the lime spreader on the front 3-point link with the trailer at the back, but with this one I probably don't need to, and it's probably a better setup, especially with this one. It's quite a big lime spreader. Right, if you're like me and not so good with this, best thing to do once you've got them on, put a strap over the top. So walk up to it, you see the green thing come up, and that says your straps. They're now fixed, they're not going anywhere. I'm going to leave that line bag because I might put that on the front of the tractor. And actually there's more room on this trailer than I thought, so we're alright. There we go. So these are our seeds. For to seeding our fields with our seeder. There we go. Beautiful. There we go. Right, just drop that down. Nudge it a little bit to straighten it up. Perfect. Thank you very much. Haha. Jump out, strap on. We don't have quite enough space. Let's do this. If you think you've not quite put them as close as you might do, what you can always do yeah, actually tractor feels pretty good with this on the back. It's alright. It's not quite going to do that though, is it? Just nudge it forward a little bit. Yeah, no, that's as far forward as it'll go. That's okay. Same on the other side. That should give us enough room. Right. Strap over the top. Perfect. What I'm going to try now is something a bit weird. Let's just give this a go. Just because I'm curious, to be honest. No, missed it. Lovely. I've never tried this before, so I've no clue if it'll work. But it's got to be worth a shot, right? Oh, beautiful. Now, whilst in this particular instance this is a benefit to us, this also is a warning. If you've got, I don't know, wool pallets spawning at your wool you know, wall spawn point on your sheep pen or something like that, you can see they're wobbling a bit. They're a lot of weight. I can just about get away with this on here. Anything bigger or more than that and I would be stuck. But that is brilliant. I love that. How cool. For bag handling, this thing for these sort of big bags and standard pallets, and the big bag handler that comes with the big bag handler pack. I forget exactly what it's called, the other one I've got. Of course they are technically the wrong way around, but you know what. Ooh, does that mean it's not letting me strap it? Oh no. Ah, yes. That was a bit worrying for a minute. It's making me a slightly wide load, but you know, awesome. Right. Just push that round a little bit, straighten it up. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Yeah, we're reasonably straight. Will do. Pick that up, that'll counterbalance us a little bit in the front. Now, how's the height of this? That looks like... Actually, it's not too bad. I thought that might be too high, but if anything, it's too low. Please tell me it'll work. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Right. Slight snag. And this is another warning. Sometimes things that mods say that they do won't always do with everything. So although that is a pin hitch connector on there and that is a pin hitch connector on my trailer, the two are not compatible. But not to worry, because we can do what I was going to do originally. Take that off. Tilt this as far high up out of the way, but as far back as that. This is a heavily overladen fent now. But we could always actually double stack. In fact, let's do that. Whoa. Because it's not going to like this when I put this on here. That much I know. Yeah, you see. Never overladen your tractors, because that's what happens. Okay. Let's not do that. Don't. Right. See, I'm teaching you by showing you what not to do. We might need a rear weight. Oof. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a challenge actually. I shouldn't have bought the John Deere because it doesn't have a front 3-point link. There's a very good reason why I bought this one. Right, what we can do is that. And that removes some of the weight from the front. Unstrap, restrap, unstrap. Not that that'll do anything, I don't think. And restrap, no, but we've got it. It's fine. One strap's enough. Now I still think, I'm worried that this might still be too heavy for this tractor, but I'll be very disappointed if we can't get it back with the trailer. Just about, by the time we've got the weight of the trailer on the back, we should be about balanced. It's not ideal. You would never do that in real life, let's face it, because that's far too much a weight on the front of the tractor and you can't see past it. But that should... We'll be wanting to take it quite steady, let's put it that way, but we can put the old beacon on and try and see where we're going. Because you know, you really wouldn't, I mean you could lower it down, to be honest. How low is that? Actually that's acceptable. That's actually alright. I love it. Oh, brilliant. I can't believe we got away with that. Anyway. One thing to note, as I tap through the views, you'll notice there's now an extra one. So the CSED pack attachers actually have, or attachments rather should I say, actually all have their own view. Some of them have two. which can actually be quite useful. So yeah, that's why I've now got an extra camera view as I tab through my camera view. So obviously this is my external tractor, standard tractor view. Then I've got my in-cab tractor view, and now I've got an extra one that revolves around the attacher. It's worth knowing. Yeah, this is very heavily laden fent, but what I love about this fent is it always does a cracking job. And we're ready to rock and roll with the old spreader. Actually, I wonder how what we should do, because I haven't really been keeping an eye on our worker. Let's just park him over there a minute. Grief, he's not finished yet, but he's not doing too badly. Oh, okay, fine. So we've got time to drive back. That's all good. What we kind of want to do is buy this field, though that might be a bit much, to be honest. We'll have to see what there is. So I've got a couple of options. So we only started with one field, right? So obviously we've harvested that. We're now ploughing it out. We're going to lime it, cultivate it, and then seed it, right? That'll get us our best yield. And then what we need to do at some point, well, is fertilise it. But we've now got a lime spreader that also spreads fertiliser, and we've bought the fertiliser. So now we've got everything we need to seed and look after our crops. Good. The only other thing we might need at some point is wheat, but actually we're talking about grass, and in base game grass doesn't grow weeds, so we're okay. At least I don't think it does. It didn't used to. But yeah, so we've got everything we need now. We are good. But then what we need to do is find another field and see if you know, see if there's a good grass field. I know I came around this way, but there you go. And either be that, well, it better be a grass field actually, because of course I've sold our combine. Maybe I was slightly overzealous selling it straight away. Always reliable, always does a good job, this fence. Amazing. Right, so for right now, I'm just going to leave this here. Tab back to that, detach it, drive forwards, tab back to that. Let's not clutter that particular area too much, but let's not have it too far away either. And do that. And then this we shouldn't need. We might do. It's optional, but we shouldn't need it. So we're going to send it here. Now when you're detaching your front load of forks like this, you've got to make sure they're reasonably level to the ground for a start, and whatever's on the front is at a good angle, nice and balanced. And you can, if you get it just right, detach the whole thing, or you can detach one, come back so that you've not got the X to connect it anymore, and then detach two. It's entirely up to you which way you do it. Kind of want that ploughman to finish his ploughing. What we could do while we're waiting, actually, a couple of things. We can go get our seeder, so we've got everything that we need up here. Helper is completed his task. No, he has not. Okay, fine. So let's just jump back to that then. Put it down, because he's not completed his task. Let me look at the state of that, honestly. Let's just do down that edge. God, I zoomed out a long way, wasn't I? Now, to plough a field, you can be very regimented and do it properly, which basically means you're going nicely up and down the field like this. On the other hand, when your worker leaves a mess like that and you've got all these bits that you've got to do, you could just go around the field in a circle and take them all out, or you could do this, just reverse up, drop it down, plough it. It's entirely up to you. You know, it depends how realistic you want to be. I would take me ages to do all those individually, so let's do this. And do it that way, across the up to the edge of the field. Cruise control on, and you don't have to. I mean, you know, yes, you'll improve your yield, but actually, for the tiny little bit is missed, does it really matter? I mean, for me, it would drive me nuts, because that means every time I go onto that field, I'm going to have red patches, and I don't like that. It drives me crazy. But you know, you don't have to be like, don't have to be quite as retentive as I am. It's just up to you, really. You know, I've got a touch of OCD. As actually, to be fair, I think most people who play Farming Simulator probably do. I know quite a lot of them do anyway. So it's entirely up to you. Right, your call. I mean, the unfortunate thing of doing this way is, of course, now means I've got plough ridges at 90 degrees, which again is not good for my OCD, but you know what, at the same time, we're in a bit of a rush. I want to get on. I don't want to be too much longer, but I do want to sort of get to the point of, well, showing you what I wanted, what I was going to do. I may not do any more on it. I might do, but I may not do. So it'd be a bit pointless if I didn't actually finish off what I was going to show. There we go. Right, now then, what we can also do is the same up this side. These aren't quite so deep, so these aren't going to take too long. Just a couple of passes should be good. Again, it's not strictly the way to do it, but it's the quick way to do it, and therefore it's whatever works for you, right? I mean, it's, you know, at the end of the day, the beauty of Farming Simulator is you can play a lot of it just how you want to play it. That's part of the fun of the game. You know, it's not like a shooter where you've got to follow, or an action game where you've got to follow a prescribed path, and that's, you play the game the way the game's been designed to be played. Farming Simulator's been designed for you to play it how you want to play it. For as long as it involves some element of farming, then you're all right, really. With lots of maps coming out these days, there are even more options, you know. And that's again one of the fun parts of it. I mentioned earlier I've just put a time lapse up for you know, doing some landscaping and building work on No Man's Land. Well, No Man's Land by Alien Jim is a modded map, so it's available in the mod tab to download with all the other mods and maps and everything else. And the basic concept is it's just a very large area of land that's been left completely unmanaged, open to the elements, the wilds, and it's, you know, just grass and forest that you buy in plots. There are no fields, there's a tiny little bit of sort of what you might call a farmyard. It's very basic, but that's it. Everything else you have to do for yourself. It's a blank canvas, and it's fantastic for that. So I've been, yeah, putting in some of my sell points this week. Right, I'm going to swap. We get the Fent, and let's get him cultivating. So actually no, I lied, I'm sorry. The next thing to do should be the liming. You don't have to. You could cultivate and then lime, which is what I was about to do, but actually I don't normally. And the reason that I don't normally is because you, in real, as I understand it, my limited knowledge again, Hi Daniel, you're the second person to ask me that this evening. I'm really sorry. No, this isn't I haven't set this up at multiplayer. I'm really sorry about that. I should do that sometime actually. I'll do a multiplayer stream. That'd be quite fun. Just have people joining. Yeah, no, I literally jumped on. It was completely ad hoc. Put it down, switch it on. It was just a spur of the moment thing, so I didn't even think actually to put it as a multiplayer. So apologies. No, are you on PS4, Daniel? Because that was the other important key point, right? I can't remember whether I put it in the description or not. I think I did actually, so it should say. But yeah, definitely I should do that. That's, yeah, interesting. Never had people come and say, can I join before. That's really good. I appreciate that. So yeah, maybe I'll do that sometime. I'll start a stream multiplayer, and we'll just, you know, have people join. Why not? Maybe I will keep this map for that. So yeah, no, Daniel, I'm doing this as a basic. This is how it's an approach that you can take to starting a farm. And just a quick look around the map and just see what it's about, because I haven't played this map before. So it's just come out today. So yeah, I just thought I'd give it a go. I'm going to randomly do this. I'm not doing a particularly neat job, but we'll go around the field once. We've got our super wide width of whatever we went for in the end, 18 meters. There we go. Switch it off. Don't want to waste lime. As you can see, it goes down quite quickly and it is quite expensive. But yeah, so I did a while ago, maybe it's time I updated it, actually do a video comparing the consumption rate of various lime spreaders to try and figure out which was the most efficient, using some in-game base game ones and some modded ones, and of course we've had a few more modded ones since, so yeah, maybe I should update that video. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so yeah, you could cultivate and then lime and then you could seed over the top. Realistically, I don't think you should, because I've read somewhere that normally in real life you wouldn't do that, because actually the lime can clog up the seeder and disrupt its function. So normally you'd lime and then cultivate, sort of turn it into the soil. I think that's right. I don't know. I'm not a farming expert as such. I probably want to take the time down a little bit actually, simply because I don't particularly want to go through the night, and it's already 3:30. It's going to start changing the light soon. I forget how bright it can be on base game. Right, so there you go. That was just enough. We've got more lime if we need it later, but we don't need it right now. So we'll detach that and leave it there a second. Right. As I said, vent, cultivator. We're going to cultivate the field. So we've harvested it, we've ploughed it, we've limed it because it needed it. Where's my cultivator? No. Attachment for cultivator is this side. Yeah, I'm on. That'll do. I cheated. So we should look at the map actually. So we go through our soil composition, right? And it's nicely gone. There's a couple of patches of red where it's not quite ploughed out. There's a couple of patches of green where I've not quite limed it, but on the whole that's pretty good. That's now a bare field. No fertilisation, no nothing. Should show ploughed. Yep, should show empty, because I ploughed it. There's no trace of the crop. If that had been harvested, yes, technically there's no crop in it, but it would still show you what the crop had been in it. So let's get a worker on this. Actually, I'll go around and do a couple of headlands. Let's do that. There you go. Instantly the lime's disappeared. It's been cultivated in, if you like. Cultivate a fair lick. It's not too bad. So we'll cultivate this in. I'll just go around and cut the field a couple of times. Cultivator, you don't need to switch it on. Same with the plough. You just drop it down. Now, if I had a power harrow, which essentially does the same thing, then that's power by its very name. You would need to switch it on, but these ones you don't. This is just a straight cultivator. In FS17 there was only one category of cultivator, and they were just whatever they were. In 19 they're all separate categories, just depending on what you want to use. You don't have to lift it up when you reverse. Technically you should, it's just force of habit. I do. It's entirely up to you. Again, I tend to play, even on my maps where I'm going, it's not my realistic map, this is just fun, I can't help but myself but try and do things reasonably properly as best as I know or can. Now that to me looks suspiciously like a grass field of, wow, it's huge, okay. We'll take a look in a minute. We'll get this going. It's a funny shaped field. Right, let's see how neat a turn we can do. Perhaps we'll just keep going around just for speed. See how we get on. Aye, not bad. And again. So the 90 degrees you have to be a little bit more tricky, but I'm just trying to make sure that my my worker's not going to leave too much mess when he cultivates. Mind you, actually, that's seed. Oh, is that seeder or direct seeder? Might be. In which case, it's a bit complete waste of time. But showing the process, it's fine, and it gets rid of the lime before we start seeding, which, as I said, you wouldn't normally do. You know, you wouldn't normally have the lime on the field with a seeder, but you can do. The game will not stop you. Doesn't matter. Right, there you go, Mr. Worker, you carry on. Oh yeah, you can see the patches that I missed with the lime. Look, they're just not quite as white as they might be. Right, to the John Deere. Let's go get the seeder. Ooh, next important thing. We won't need lime. At least not now. So, if I do R1 on the PlayStation, triangle, unload. This is a new thing, came in on... trying to get the right button combination. There we go. Close the thing. Right, so that's now empty. So that means that we can refill that, because that can be for fertilizer and for lime. I've now taken the lime out of it. When I need to fertilize my fields, I just put fertilizer in it. Brilliant. So I did buy more lime than I needed, but that's okay. Seeder. So it's the Amazon, is it DB301, is it, or something? What is it? D830, I beg your pardon. We'll have a look at it in the store in a second. I just wanted to check something. Yes, I'm loving there's so many new people coming to Farming Simulator. It's brilliant, and they're so enthusiastic. I love it. So we can open up, you don't have to. Now, quick check, garage. No, this one's not a direct soak. So I'll show you what I mean. If you go to, where is it? Seeders, here we go. That's the one we got, the D830. You can see that, and actually we should go through some of this again. If I'm starting to get this into a how do you play the game introduction. I've seen people asking what a lot of these icons at the bottom mean, right? So let's go through. Icon on the left, exclamation mark inside an engine, so 63 kilowatts, 85 horsepower. That's the power output that your tractor needs to have to use that implement, roughly, right? Next one along, capacity, takes 1,000 litres of seed, easy. Next one, the little garage icon, 1, means you've got one of these. We've got one of those, we know this. The hand with the key is the least icon. I don't have it least, I've got it bought. So it's a 0. The next one along, -1. The little squares is the number of slots. This is console specific. Consoles have limited number of slots. You can see that at the top. I've used currently 481 of my 1299 available slots. This seeder, if I get rid of it, well, actually no, sorry, other way around. If I get another one of these seeders, it'll cost me 1 slot, but that's because I've already got 1. If I go to the next seeder along, it'll cost me 13 slots. Okay, we'll go and look at something else on slots in a minute. But yeah, another one of these would cost me a slot, but that's because I've already got 1. Going to the next row down is the width, right? 2 arrows with the thing. It's a 3-meter seeder. It seeds in a 3-meter width. 15 kilometers per hour is the next one along. That's its operating speed. MKE 300, that means it will attach to something else. The MKE 300, by the way, as it happens, is a power harrow. So you can attach the power harrow with the seeder behind it. You can harrow and seed at the same time, if you want to. We could have done that actually, but we'd already got another cultivator, so that makes any sense. Yeah, cultivator. And then the next one is, what does it take? And this just takes seed. So if I move along, there, the agromass takes seed and fertilizer, as opposed to just seed. And the next along from that is, okay, and what does it seed? So this one's run out of space because it's got all the other icons. So wheat, barley, oats, canola, soybean, ... which will be oilseed, radish and grass. These are seeders, right? They seed things with small seeds as opposed to a planter. So what I was talking about direct sow, with a seeder or planter you can sow fields. You can seed. With a seeder planter you can sow fields. The Vederstat Spirit R300. Additionally, this machine offers the possibility to seed directly. It's a direct sow. So I could seed with that seeder without having to previously cultivate or plough the field, right? So you could, if you wanted to, plough your harvest your crop, come along with this seeder, reseed immediately. Nothing else is needed. That's what I meant by direct sow. I just wanted to go through that. The other thing to note, coming back to the slot count thing, right? -1 slot. If I get the garage and I go to my seeder, oh look, I'm already on it. It says, if you look at where it says slots, it says +4. If I sell this seeder, I will get 4 slots back. So how many slots is that piece of equipment using? This is where you come and look, because you can't look in the garage because it'll say -1 or -2, because if you've already got one, that's what it said. That's how many slots these are all worth. See my John Deere, 41. John Deere, very heavy on slot count usually, 41 slots. Tractors are usually heavier on slot counts. There's a lot more detail in them, a lot more going on, right? But things vary. There, that was a brief summary of all that. But that's what I was talking about when I said, is it direct sow? And no, it's not. Right. So if I come up to, and you'll see, if I come away from the trailer and look up at the menu on the top left, controls, as I come in, refill sower, it's picking up that the seed there. I can refill direct from the trailer, even though it's all strapped on. I could, of course, go and get my front loader and my bag handle and get the bag and hover it over the thing, and it would open up and I could unload it in the same way that I did the line spreader back at the store. But you've already seen me do that, so you don't need to worry about it. Anyway, he's doing a nice job. I can see that he's not missed any patches of seed. The cultivator's going at the same speed the seeder will, so this is good. So, now, the whole point of this entire video, we're finally getting to it, is that one way you can start a map. This is not the only way. Other people have different ideas, but one way that you can start a map, and I've done it before, is by creating silage bales. Silage bales can be worth quite a lot of money and you get a high turnover. The other benefit of silage bales is once you've sown your grass, that's all you have to do. You don't need a big expensive harvester, you don't need a seeder again, you don't need to recultivate, you don't need to replow. All you have to do is fertilise, wait for it to grow, and you only have to fertilise once as well, by the way. You fertilise, you wait for it to grow, you cut it, you bale it, you wrap it, you sell it, you're done, you do it again, you do it again, you do it again, and you just keep going. Sounds a bit dull. It's actually surprisingly not. When I started in Goldcrest Valley, let's get this going anyway. I've selected grass, right? You see that changing at the bottom. You're going through all the different types of seed you can choose. I choose grass. I want to grass this field. Lower it down, switch it on, and you're away. It's a pretty fast seeder actually. It's pretty good. Get a worker on it, and we'll leave him to do what he does. What he misses, I will come back and do at the end. And I can't believe how much this massive John Deere is struggling with that seeder. I think he was getting confused by the tree. Workers get confused by trees. He will miss bits, but it's fine. We'll leave him to it. And I say, well, what on earth is he doing? I'm scared of the tree. That's a very strange behaviour. If we need to kill him, we'll kill him. We'll fire him and we'll start again. He's going to... No, you're not. No, you're not going to start there. Don't be silly. Right, let's come in, bring him over a little bit as well. Workers generally have far too much overlap. Put it down, switch it back on, hire a worker. Thank you. It's because of that tree. Workers don't like trees, but now he's away from it, he should be alright. Okay, good. Yeah, so, as I was about to say, so when I started on Goldcrest Valley on FS17, I watched this video from Mr. Arthur Chapman, and he said, one way you can do it is this. And so I did. So I harvested the fields that I got that needed harvesting. I started with 3 fields, all near the farm, and I sowed them with grass, and I just went round them in rotation. I sold all my other equipment. I bought myself a mower, you couldn't lease then. Bought myself a mower, bought myself a baler, bought myself a bale wrapper, and I just did silage bales. And it was surprisingly fun. And even once I started to get money, I just made my silage bale factory, if you like, even more efficient. So I bought bigger mowers and a bigger tractor and just, you know, increased the efficiency of it. And of course the benefit of, you know, this game now is that while I'm waiting for my grass to grow, I can go away and do contracts. I can, you know, go and do some work for someone else. And there's loads of them now. Look how many have appeared. And things like fertilising, I've got my own fertiliser spreader now. Now I have to bear in mind that I've leased mine, so if I use it for a contract, I'm going to pay per hour of usage, but it's peanuts compared to how much you get paid. And it does say there, use your own equipment or lease equipment for a reward reduced by. So 5,575. If I use their equipment, I will lose, you know, and a tenth, 11th, a tenth-ish of my reward. Right, so bear that in mind. Fertilising contracts are usually pretty good because they're generally quite fast. Harvesting contracts are usually pretty good because if there's crop left over, you can sell it. So bear that in mind too. Fertilising and harvesting, by far the best contracts. Sowing can be, generally less so. I would normally not do cotton harvesting contracts unless they're particularly big, because you're unlikely to have excess to sell. But normally otherwise contracts are well worth doing. Baling contracts are not worth doing because the amount of time it takes you to do all the work, I don't think it's worth it. That said, I've never done one, but you know, I mean, that one's actually not bad money, so compared to the others. But think about, that's quite a lot of work. But if you want to use different bits of equipment, contracts, awesome, why not? But you can't use them for your own fields, bear that in mind. Anyway, so next thing, I need to find a field. So how much money have I got? 239 or so, something. So grass is never on as a crop, so let's put it on. Yep, all these dark green fields are all grass. So what do we got? I don't want 84 and 66. I don't particularly want 83 and, oh, that's annoying. I don't particularly want 83 and 61 either, or 92 and 63, or necessarily, I mean, I could do, but if they've got crops in them, then I'm not going to do anything with them. I could do 86, but that's a massive field. Massive. I could get 85 and 65. It makes sense to stick near the farm, to be honest. I could get 60. It's not a grass field, which means I'd have to sow it, but what's in 60? Sugar beet, and ready to harvest sugar beet too. Are any of these grass fields ready to harvest? 92. And 63 doesn't have anything in it. That seems like a good pairing. So how much is that? Wow, that's a lot of money. So actually I can't afford any of these parcels of land at this point in time. But to be honest, these are bigger fields. They're worth more. But you know what? I'm going to do it. So what we're going to do, because it will show you something else as well, we're going to take out a loan. We're going to borrow a bit of money. So I need quite a lot of money. It looks scary, but don't worry about it. I can't remember what it said, but it doesn't matter. That'll do. Right, now I've got enough. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to select those fields and I'm going to buy them. Yes, thank you. We have our fields. And suddenly a lot less money and a massive loan. But we're doing okay. And we can go to the garage. And I said, this is not the most efficient way to do this, alright? I don't need a cultivator anymore because I think that field that let me just double check. 63 is cultivated, it's ready for seeding. It may, however, need lime. It does. Does it also need ploughing? No, it just needs lime. So I can lime that. I could cultivate it or I could just seed it on the lime. It doesn't really matter. It, you know, depends on how your level of realism you want. It's fine. But that means, technically, we go into garage, leased items. I don't need the plough anymore. So I'm going to return it, because otherwise I'm going to start getting charged for it overnight. I need that, so we'll keep that. Go back to owned items. I don't need that cultivator, so I'm going to sell it. I know if I sold it at the store, I could get a little bit more money, but again, for speed, me not, you know, traipsing back and forth from the store. If I was doing this myself, I would absolutely take all the stuff to the store and sell it direct, but I don't need it. I'm going to keep the oh, of course, I'm using it. Sorry, my apologies. I'm obviously going to keep the trailer for now. A, because I might decide to manually stack my bales. B, because I've still got crops to sell. I'm not going to get rid of that trailer till I've sold all of those crops. I will get rid of one of these two tractors, and I think it's fairly obvious which, if only because only one of them's got a front 3-point link, and for what we need to do, that's going to be more useful. So the next thing then is to start getting more stuff. I need a mower. I could get a discbine, I could get a side mower. I'm not. I'm going to get a front mower. I'm going to keep my tractor with a front 3-point link for a reason. Get the garage. How much power have I got? 115. Yeah, okay. It should be alright. One thing you can check, if I go into that tractor, 115, I can boost its power to 150 for only 17 grand. Worth doing. Right, fine. So I've got 150 horsepower to play with. So the front Pottinger Nova Cat, right, in game, base game, 70 horsepower. There's also a class which is a little bit more expensive, still uses 70 horsepower. It's another option. That's because I've got the class pack. There's a modded mower, the Coon, slightly cheaper, slightly wider width, interestingly enough, only slightly, slightly cheaper, same power. So it's another option, right? They all need 70 horsepower, so actually they're all the same. It doesn't make any difference right now. Let's stick with the in-game one just for now. Or should I use the class mowers? You know, I've never used those class mowers. I wonder if it creates a swath or not. I'm going to stick with this one for now. I'm only going to lease it anyway, so it actually doesn't make any difference. I'm going to lease it. as you can see, just buying that land didn't get us very far, and I want more than one field of grass, because one field of grass isn't going to do as much. So I've leased that. The next thing I need is to go to baling technology, and I need a baler. The in-game roll belt would do the job. That needs 70 horsepower. So by the time I've boosted the power of my tractor to 150, then we're going to be all right. I've got a couple of modded ones. In fact, I've just downloaded a brand new modded one, so you know what, I'm actually going to use that. I was going to keep it in game, but I've got loads of stuff. There it is. Should be around. Uses quite a bit more power. It might not quite do it. It's also a lot cheaper though. It's worth it. It's worth it. Wowzers. I'm assuming this is yeah, it's a roll-on. So it is a round baler. This is an old class. This just came out today as well. So let's use this one. High attacher, low attacher, not a clue. Low attach PTO, higher attach PTO, not a clue. I'm just going to go with it all standard, to be honest. I'm going to lease it. And what I will also need is a bale wrapper. Now, what I stupidly didn't do was download the one that used to be standard in game. So I'm going to go for this. Is the only single standalone single bale wrapper that I've got handy. I mean, you can lease these days. I could just lease a bale all-in-one wrapper. Oh, I could have got one of these. These are cool. I love these. I love these balers, but I've already got one on another map. Yeah, so I should have downloaded the base, what was a base game one. It's still a mod now, but it's a Giants mod. You can just download it on the mod hub. As it happens, I've got the Anderson Group pack, so I'm going to use, just as a simple example, this. Given that we've got, you can change the colour of the foil. Why not? Given that we've got the option to lease these days instead of buying, I could just have leased an all-in-one baler wrapper. That's another option too, right? And there's loads and loads of options. I could kind of do with a different. I don't particularly want to use one of these. They're far too big. But I suppose let's leave that for now. Let's see how many bales we get. Then we'll make a call on how big a bale trailer we need. So our seed is nearly done. Our work has finished his cultivating. So we're getting there. So actually the field we just bought is the one right behind us. Oh, that's handy. And the other one we've got is over there. So as soon as the seeder's ready, we can go seed it. We need to lime it as well, but now what's quite fun as well is that what we've actually managed to do, because we've now just bought one field that's cultivated, so it needs seeding. We've got another field that we've just limed and seeded, and are seeding, and we've got another field that's got grass growing, which actually means they're all at different stages, or they will be, because I'll leave, I'm going to mow the first field and bale it while this one grows, and then when that's done I'll go seed the other one. So they'll all be at different stages, which probably means you'll be pretty close to having a pretty continuous supply of grass to mow, to mow and cut. The other thing you could also do is, do we own this plot of land? We do. So this area here that I've currently got the tractor on, I could, if I wanted to, and I might do it actually, maybe we will do another video on this, I could plough this out, create it into a field, because it's just rough ground, it's otherwise of no use at this point in time. I could plough all that out and seed it with grass, and I'll have another grass field. Why not? So I'm driving this way and currently with nothing to pick up. So go to our map like we did earlier, go up to the store, reset that again, just because it saves me. What? Oh, okay, sorry. Let's say, yeah, just because it saves me driving up there, and you know we want to be cracking on a bit. I mean, none of this is rocket science really, but you know, if you're brand new to the game, sometimes it can just, there's a lot going on in Farming Simulator. There is a lot going on, there's a lot to do, a lot to think about, and if you've never played it before, and I'd say, you know, actually 19 there's a lot more to do than there was in 17. 17 was bewildering enough, but there's so many more options for things now, and we've got mods on console that we didn't have before, all sorts of stuff. I mean, it's just, you know, well, we did on 17, but we didn't on 50. It just gets, and there are, you know, the number of mods now on console is ludicrous, massively more. It just, I find it bewildering, just trying to keep up. That's why I've got so many downloaded, because there's so many I want to try and then never get round to. I'm just trying to track which ones you want to try, and you know, yeah, it's so you know, I'm hoping this has been helpful to people. You know, I hadn't necessarily planned on doing a look, this is how you do it all, but I actually, while I was doing it, I thought, well, actually I could do, right, let's get out of his way, otherwise he's going to whinge. Right, so here we are, this is the field that we just bought. The grass isn't at its thickest and fullest, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So we come back down to our field, so this is field 92, it's the one we just bought. Technically it needs liming, but as it's already grassed, well, as it needs cutting, it doesn't matter. For right now we'll just cut it as is first. Once grass is ready to cut, I don't think you can lime it. You certainly can't with seasons on. I'm not sure about base game, to be fair, but let's not worry about it for now. So growth, so cultivated, blue, like this. Growing, green, like this, the one we're just seeding. Various stages of growing, right, various stages of growth depending on how growing they are, to this very dark green, which is one step before it being ready to harvest, which is the next one. This is yellow. It's at the first ready to harvest stage. It will keep growing. In fact, grass actually never goes over, right? A field of crop can wither. If it goes beyond its last harvest stage, it can wither. You lose the crop, okay? This is its first, so we're not going to get masses and masses of yield off this, but it's worth doing, right, for the reasons we talked about. It's something to do, it's a way to earn money, and it will separate out the different growth stages of our 3 fields. So we're not going to get a massive yield off this, but we'll get something. So we've got 2 bits of attachment on our tractor. It's probably going to struggle on the hills a little bit, to be fair, this tractor as it is, but once we've got a bit more money, we can boost its power. We can take it to the workshop, boost its engine output. So we're going to unfold that, we're going to unfold that, we're going to lower that down, we're going to switch it on, we're going to lower that down, we're going to, ooh, that's harsh, we're going to switch it on. It's not actually going to let me do it. Fine, have it your way. So we'll mow first. So you'll notice this is creating a relatively wide grass swath. It's called a swath, right? This pile it's leaving on the ground. I'm going to try and keep as straight a line as possible. It is quite hilly actually. Yeah, this would have struggled to do this. It's partly also because I went for the bigger baler, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I really wanted to try it out. It's fine, I only leased it, I can return it, get a different one. This is a big field actually, we're going to get a lot of here. So just for purposes of demonstration, we'll do one up and down. There we go, lift it up. Keep pressing the wrong button. Bizarrely enough, although that's lifted, it's still cutting the grass. That's a bit strange. And then we'll go back up again. Now I may decide, given this is creating quite a wide swath and I can't mow and bale at the same time, I may decide to get a windrow, but I don't think I'll need to. Not at this point. Once I've got to the point where I can put the baler on the back, the baler should pick up most of it. Most of the balers have a reasonably wide pickup. Yeah, this is a big field. Okay, it was worth the money, it's fine. We've only got 100 grand loan, so it's actually alright. Right, there you go. Lift that up, switch it off, and I'm just going to put it down for a minute. Just because I want to try the baler. Let's have a look. Pickup's down. Whoa, that's loud. Yep, as you can see, that's doing a pretty decent job of picking that up. In fact, it's doing an exceptionally good job of picking that up. Yeah, this tractor is, even just with the baler, it's struggling. So this is not the, we can't use this baler, not with this tractor. Either that, or I sell the tractor and lease a different one, which is an option, right? I could do that. The money that we'll get, wow, really? Okay. Yeah, that's the way this mod's been designed. That's really harsh. Really harsh. I've never seen that happen before. And certainly when you lift it up, it should. Yeah, it's the modder. It's the way it's been designed. That's really quite weird. I mean, I could just keep the John Deere and keep both tractors, to be honest, but yeah. Okay, it's a great looking baler. Already you can see the bale inside it, you can see all the rollers making the bale. I mean, it's fantastic. But for what I'm trying to do right now, it's no good. I can't have a baler that just will stop my tractor. What was this supposed to need? 98 horsepower. Our tractor's got 115. It shouldn't be struggling this much, I would have said. But anyway, let's get a bale out of it anyway. I mean, that's downhill. That shouldn't be that bad. You should kind of assume that, you know, if the tractor's got the power output that an implement requires and you're on the flat, you should be absolutely fine. Sometimes if it's a bit close you might struggle on hills, but it should be perfectly fine. It really isn't. Right, beeping sound means it's nearly full. This will create a 4,000 litre bale. You can see it's got 3,950, 63, 71. As soon as it gets to 4,000, that will stop picking up. So if I keep going now, you'll see it's leaving grass behind, so I need to go back a bit, at least to stop the beeping if nothing else. Lift up the pickup, switch it off, right, open the back, and it will unload the bale. There is our first grass bale. Actually, you know what, I don't even want to risk it. I'm afraid to say, though that is awesome, I'm going to get rid of it. Least return. Thank you. So let's try that again. I suppose I could just get a baler up. Mind you, I couldn't get a baler up because the tractor's not powerful enough. Let's just get the in-game. The base game, standard, this is your default. Done, please. Sadly means I'll have to go pick it up, but never mind. But I mean, that's the basics, right? Should we go this way, can't we? You know, and you just keep going around. So, where do you sell? So what are our options for silage? There's the biogas plant, which offers you slightly more money, but be careful, because the digester at the biogas plant is a raised digester. You'd have to manually load the bales. Now, we've got that front loader fork with the strap attacher thing that would do that, but you're manually loading them one by one, so just bear that in mind. So our best bet could be here at Commerce de Bestiaux. Price is slightly lower, but not much actually at the moment, and for the ease of unloading. Now your price at the biogas plant is always going to be, every biogas plant price of silage is 600. At least every base game, base map biogas plant, it's 600. But here's our wrapper. Let's take this over to the field. And I've just realised how late it is. I probably should stop streaming really and get to bed, because I'd quite like to get up and do a stream on No Man's Land in the morning. And I'm not going to if I don't go to bed. But I've enjoyed this. I hope people have found it useful. I'm actually very tempted to keep on this map. I can't play another map. So unfold that out, try and catch it. I do find this one a little bit twitchy. And there you go. It'll load it, it'll automatically start wrapping. So this one's part of the Anderson DLC. There are a few others. There aren't many wrappers on the mod, but there is one that Giants made. It's slightly crazy to me that there isn't an in-game one that you just get. Yeah, there's an Ursus wrapper, and also the Ursus. What you need to get really is the Ursus. And maybe if I do another one of these and continue on, I'll get it. There's an Ursus 8 bale round bale trailer auto loader. Great way to do it when you're starting out. There you go. So I might get that. Our first bale wrapped. So let's get our other baler. Let's go pick it up via the store, via the workshop rather, should I say, and we'll increase the power on the tractor. Also what I'll do, and there's a reason why grass doesn't usually show, is I'll take it off because it just clogs up the map. Because, you know, most places the base texture of course is grass, so you wouldn't normally leave grass on, but that's entirely up to you. It just gets a bit too fussy on the map if you leave it. But yeah, I mean technically there's still lots to do, right? I've got to go around and finish seeding the field just to plug up the gaps that the worker didn't do. We need to fertilise the field, wait for it to grow a stage and then fertilise it again. Lots and lots to do. Still haven't explored the map that much either. I think this warrants another stream. I've enjoyed doing this and I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and I hope you found it useful. I mean, that was, I say it wasn't necessarily intended to be a, here's a bit of a guide to, I may as well repair it while we're here. Here's a bit of a guide to, there we go, give it the boost, customise. It's going to cost me a lot of money, but I think it'd be worth doing. Yeah, it wasn't my intention necessarily. I just thought it'd be a fun thing to do as a, let's have a play on the map and have a look round. I thought it'd be a fun thing to do a, and while we're at it, let's just go into one of the ways that you can start playing a map. But it's kind of turned into a, I'll kind of explain everything I'm doing as I go along, and we'll talk about some of these things that I've just seen a lot of questions on the Facebook groups from lots and lots of people who are starting out fresh in the game, which I say is really, really exciting. I'm actually really pleased about that. It's great. And I think in these strange times particularly, something like this that's relaxing and fun, and actually you know, for me particularly, I'm currently living in Dubai and actually in lockdown pretty much, so having something where I can just get out, in inverted commas, in the countryside is just brilliant. There you go, that's kind of what I expected. Alright, I've boosted the power now, so we've now got 150 horsepower, and these two pieces of equipment should need 140 between them, so we should be about right. Steep hills going to be more of a challenge, but we're okay. Ooh, and that's worth knowing, we can get through here, look, to get to our other field, which we now also need to see with grass. Now, using this setup, going around a corner, you're quite likely to miss bits, but for the most part you should be able to pick up everything you drop. And you know what, if you don't, you'll pick it up next time. It doesn't matter too much. And you can always get a windrow if you want to. When you've made a bit of money, you know, sold your first lot of bales, made a bit of money, get a windrow. It's no big deal. So drop back a little bit so we don't miss any, unload the bale, and we're away. It's struggling to get speed up as we're going up a hill, but as it levels out it'll pick up speed again. It's only because we'd stopped, just getting that momentum going. There you go. Mowing and baling all at the one time, single pass. By the time we get a bigger tractor we can get a you know, all-in-one baler wrapper. I'm going to miss a bit because of the corner, but that's okay. Got up our original line here. Unload the bale. Helps try and keep it in regimented lines, but it doesn't really matter. A lot of traffic on the roads, quite nice. Put the old cruise control on. That'll never go faster than the operating speed of the equipment that you've got, so that's fine. And let's face it, if we're going to get a bale pretty much every strip, I'm going to lift up the mower. Lower the mower. Lower the mower. You could just do that, so you're not doing any so you're not doing any awkward turns. Just miss a patch out, come back to it, you know. One thing you can't do with this is hire a worker. I don't think, can you? Ooh, maybe you can. Let's see how he does though. I'm curious. That's interesting. I didn't think you could do that. That's very interesting actually, and that really helps. I mean, of course, once I'm down to one tractor I won't bother, but actually, well, I've still got, you know, that last field. Now let's see what he does. Yeah, so he doesn't stop to unload the bale, which is very bad practice. I don't know why they're beeping at each other, which does mean that by the time he's done he'll have to go around and pick up the bits that he's missed. But, you know, that's not a big deal if you've got other stuff you need to be doing. Ooh, and he can't reverse either. So let's pardon me, shoot the worker and get rid of him. Interestingly enough, the baler's still on, so that's okay because it's actually picking up the bits that we missed. Sorry, that already was on the mower, so that's fine. Mower down. Hire worker, leave him to it. Right, jump back to the John Deere. Just very quickly. Just finish these bits off, get this field seeded, and I'm going to very quickly fertilise it, and then I am going to call it an evening. We've barely used any of that seed that we bought, but it's fine, doesn't go off. We'll need it at some point. We'll just store it away in a shed somewhere. We can gradually sell some more of those crops that we've got. That'll make us some more money. We should be able to pay off that bank loan anyway. That's quite key, so beware. You do get charged interest on your bank loans. So, you know, if I pay it off before midnight, I won't get charged any interest. If I don't, I'll get charged interest. But I will be able to, because by then I'll be able to sell this tractor and etc. Right? There you go. Switch it off. So I've no need to unload this. I can leave it exactly as is. And if I go right to the very end, so I've emptied the line, if I go right to the very end, refill fertilizer spreader, there we go, filling up with fertilizer. Probably should have bought some more fertilizer by the looks of it. That is one thing we will need more of, but that's okay. There you go, field is seeded rather. We'll now get it a layer of fertilizer. So this is dry fertilizer, it's like fertilizer pellets, right? You could also get a liquid fertilizer spreader, or sprayer, I suppose. This is a spreader. You could get a liquid fertilizer sprayer, but as a base thing to have, this is the simplest, the cheapest, and actually using solid fertilizer is pretty efficient as well. You don't get through quite as much, as well as the fact, of course, as we know already, this particular spreader will also spread lime. Now you could do that with a Bradol in game, as we looked at in the store. This one's a modded one, but there are loads of modded ones out there. Lots of Amazon ones actually that are really cheap and actually tend to be the most efficient as well. So, you know, just have a go. Now, say if you want to watch that video that I did comparing them, it's a bit outdated now, really. There's so many more out, but it's certainly the ones that were available at the time. Gives you a reasonable indication as to what the most efficient ones to use are. But yeah, I think when you're starting out, something like this is ideal. Absolutely ideal. But it's entirely up to you, right? I mean, you could get some sort of manure buy point, put that in, and get a manure spreader and spread manure or slurry, or you know. There's all sorts of things out there. That's that Titch. I'll get a video to you showing that spreader attached to a trailer. Oh really? What, this spreader? The one that I just couldn't attach to a trailer? Because I mean, it certainly look, you know, you can do. It's got a pin hitch, and it would be ideal. Because of course, if you're going around doing contracts, then you can take the old take a load of fertilizer on a spreader and take this with you. I mean, it's a brilliant idea. You can equally do that with some of the sprayer ones as well. Put the sprayer on the front. I've done that before. Put the sprayer on the front 3-point. Why drive around? Have a trailer with a few IBCs full of liquid fertilizer on the back. There you go. And so on. As you see, it's not used much, which is good, because after we've cut that field, we'll need to fertilise that too. In fact, actually, the next thing to do will be to unload it, because the next thing to do will be to go and lime that other field. I see what you mean. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, yes, yeah, that would work well actually. That's a cool thing. That's in the CSZ pack, right? I saw Mr. CDP using it the other day. Yeah, I've never used that before. And here we go. I've said I was going to stop, and hear me just carrying on. This is what farming's like, right? Certainly what Farming Simulator's like. What on earth is that worker doing? Ugh. Oh my goodness me, what a mess. You're fired. You're rubbish. That was my mistake. That's what happens. You've been warned about using workers, right? But hey ho. Yeah, this is the problem with farming. There's always something else that needs doing. Oh, just do a little bit more, I could get this job done. Oh, just do a little bit more, I could get that job done. This is what Farming Simulator is about. Let's try and pick up some of this. Get ourselves another bale. Bumming us to value. Right, so we've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5. I don't know if there's another one, I can't quite see, but I've got at least 5 bales. So each bale's 4,000 litres, and at the biogas plant they're currently paying 600 euros per 1,000 litre bale, per 1,000 litres of silage, right? So each bale is worth 2,400 euros. So actually I've already got best part of 10,000 euros worth of silage, and oh no, 12,000, there's another bale there. So yeah, that's lots, and I've done a fraction of this field. By the time this field's done, and think about it, you know, I've just been streaming for a couple of hours now, good couple of hours, and I've, you know, spent that time harvesting, getting equipment. Good, it's mowing, and I hadn't even lowered it. You know, we've ploughed, cultivated, limed, seeded, and fertilised a field, and we've got all the equipment to start cutting a field, and we've sold 2 lots of crops. So if I'd spent all of that time just mowing and baling, I would have easily done all 3 fields, I would reckon, and wrapped them. And it probably would have been the dullest video ever, but you know, if you were playing by yourself. So you know, and if I did all 3 fields, how much do you think I'd get? Wow, that's going to be a lot of money. Actually, I don't know, I've no idea. But yeah, so you know, it's a way, and I'm not saying it's the only way, like I said at the start, right? It's just one way you can do it. You could start with forestry, you could just keep plugging away at your crops. There's all sorts you can do, and that's one of the beauties of the game, right? This is just one possible way of doing it. Let's take the mower off. I'm just going to stop it rather than lift it on its own, doesn't do anything. But yeah, I am going to stop. I will stop. I must stop. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. I you know, I often forget, and a mate of mine who encouraged me to start streaming a few years ago said, you know, tell people what you're doing, explain what you're doing, and I often forget. But the upsurge in new people to the game recently has made me rethink that, and so if you're new to the game, welcome. I hope you're enjoying it and having a good time, and I hope you get many hours of fun out of it. Value for money wise, Farming Simulator, if you get into it, is the best value for money of any game ever, in my opinion. So I hope you're enjoying it. If you are new to the game, I hope you found this useful. I hope it's given you some ideas, maybe answered a few questions that you had. You know, I just hope it's, you know, been of some value. If you aren't new to the game, or even if you are, I hope you just enjoyed it. It's just fun to have a look at the map, to be honest, and just do a bit of stuff, right? That's what farming's all about. and if you have, likes and subscriptions would be incredibly appreciated. I am doing everything I can think of at the moment, quite honestly, to increase my my channel and its spread, and the viewers it's getting and everything else, and the knowledge of its existence. So would be very much appreciated to pick up new subscribers if you think you want to see more of this. As I said, I'm on no man's land at the moment, and doing a sort of semi-realistic ish, virtually, possibly, let's play on Shamrock Valley as well, with seasons, and in amongst all that I occasionally put out some SnowRunner stuff, though I haven't played that so much this week because I've been a bit more on no man's land doing landscaping and stuff, and also Train Sim World, which I'm actually quite getting back into. I might even buy myself a new route. They've got a sale on at the moment on the PlayStation Store, so lots of that kind of stuff. Anyway, so yeah, if that sounds appealing, please check out some other stuff as well. That would be awesome. If you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell notification. I am managing most days to get a new video out. I'm trying to. I don't always succeed, but because I'm working from home, I do have a little bit more time at the moment to do this kind of stuff, and it's fun to do, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, and I hope, if you have enjoyed it, that maybe I'll see you again another time. I'm hoping to do a stream on No Man's Land tomorrow morning my time. I'm in the UAE, so that's currently 1 o'clock in the morning over here, so it might be sort of 9 o'clock in the morning, because it's quite a bit later than I intended to go to bed. And probably about the same time Saturday morning on Shamrock Valley, and yeah, I hope you can join me then, and maybe we'll come back on here and do a bit more of this sometime, and carry on our exploration of ways to start the game and see how much money we can get off these 3 fields, which would be kind of fun, and I hope to see you then too. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye for now. I'll see you then. Thank you.